Welcome to the Today Show, New York City style. I'm Jay Stoyan, and I'm sitting in as a temporary host. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to Rachel Handler. Rachel was our permanent host for the last year and a half. We really want to thank Rachel for participating, for supporting the channel. She's part of our community. We hope to have her back. She's a pretty busy lady within the movie and television film industry, so she's got it going on. We love her. She's great for New York City. She's great for the channel. So all the best to Rachel. And I'm sure you will see her coming up in the fall season, either as a guest or maybe as the host again. But again, my name is Jay Stoyan. So I'd like to introduce myself to all the New Yorkers. I love the Big Apple. It's the best city in the world. Well, maybe Toronto, but we'll talk about that later. Toronto, New York rivalry here. So again, we're the Disability Channel, a platform by and for persons with disabilities and veterans showcasing abilities in media. So we're a two-tier platform where employment programs up here in Canada and in the USA now. We want to come right to New York City. I got to give some shout outs to the people in New York City. So we create employment programs for persons with disabilities to get off assistance, part-time or full-time, along with veterans transitioning from the battlefield to the workforce. We're doing it here in Canada. We're on our way to duplicating it in the US, as obviously the US has 10 times the amount of people up here in Canada or up there in Canada. So we're very excited. On the show today, we have two wonderful guests. We have a gentleman named James Pettinger. He's actually a graduate from our programs. He's going to come on and tell us all about his experience regarding the Disability Channel, taking our employment programs, his attachment to the disability community, and what he has going on in the future. And he has a lot going on. This guy's a great guy, super talented, super passionate, a member of our community, a pillar in our community. So we're really happy. Again, James Pettinger, he's a filmmaker. He's a graphic artist, designer. He loves music. So he's got a wealth of talents. He's a juggler. And then our second guest, we have on from Resolution Fitness, Paul Gabby. So Paul is going to come on and tell us all about his world of fitness. He's a salesman. He's an entrepreneur. He's a store owner. He's a fitness instructor. So he helps the community all about health, and he has a big focus on the accessibility community. So we really appreciate Paul for taking the time to support our community. He's going to be our second guest on the show. So again, we're really excited. Again, I want to talk a little bit about New York. The season's coming. The Mets versus the Yankees. We're going to have a baseball Subway Series again like we did, I think, back in 84 it was. Going to be kind of exciting. Everybody loves the Yankees, so I'll go Mets. Why not? I'll go the underdog. Jets and Giants. We'll see what's going to happen. Daniel Jones, I don't know. It's big season, opening season, this opening weekend coming up. Very excited. I want to give some big shout outs. I want to give a big shout out to Four Wheel City, Namil. Hey, Namil, thanks for helping us out. Thanks for supporting the channel. I want to think about Accessibility. Awesome guys. Wonderful sponsor of ours. Runway of Dreams with Dave Stevens. What more can you say about Dave? Dave and Troy, the guys, the sports guys. I really want to thank those guys for helping the Disability Channel spread the word across America. A few other people. I want to give a big shout out to Eric Adams, the mayor of Eric. Hey, Eric, we got to have a meeting here. You got to get accessibility programs within your office for the most vulnerable community, persons with disabilities and veterans. Again, Eric Adams. I want to give a big shout out to Senator Persuade. Thank you, Senator, for taking my call. We hope to do some business regarding you and veterans in New York City. We're big supporters of the veterans. So many things going on. What I might do is touch on a little bit later a couple of the stories regarding New York City, either the stocks and how it's affected by COVID, or we hear some level waters are an issue there. So there's a couple things going on. But let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to come back with one of our successful stories. James Pettinger, he's a graduate from our Accessible Media program. He's going to tell us all about his experience along with what's going on in his world. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show, New York City. I'm Jay Stoyan. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We're really excited again, New Yorkers. I love it. All about New York, the Big Apple. It's the city, right? The city to be, like Frank says, right? So on the show today, I want to welcome James Pettinger. James, thanks for being on the show today. Oh, I think you might be muted, perhaps.
I apologize there. Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So thanks for being on the show today. We're really excited to have you on. So tell us a little bit about your background, what your styles are, what your passion is, and then we'll get into the program that you just graduated from recently.
Well, I started off with schooling in film and communications, followed that off by a short career as a documentary maker right afterwards. And further through on in life, I continued with graphic design, music, all related basic medias. Sort of like to touch upon everything.
That's
now,
great.
I apologize.
No, I was going to say, so how did you get connected with the channel? Because I think it's very important that people out there realize that we're out in the public and you can find us, but I'd like to see what your connection was to the channel.
Well, for me, I developed a disability about 8 years ago now. I developed chronic acute pancreatitis, which is extremely painful and gives me long bouts up to 2 weeks to a month of pain, agonizing, where I couldn't walk, couldn't talk, just laid there basically in a hospital bed. However, my health has taken a better turn as of late, and I have been seeking out different avenues basically that can accommodate me and I can start a new career with. So I came across the Disability Channel and the TDC.
And how did you do that? How did you come across us?
Actually, I had a friend who brought it up with me.
Okay.
And he'd heard about the program also through another friend. And through that, I applied and was lucky enough to get in. And it's amazing. It opened up a lot of different doors for me. I've got to work with the Easter Seals already right after finishing the program. I've gotten to be a part of the Disability Channel, assisting yourself. And things just keep opening up and doors seem to be opening. So it's a great program. And I suggest anybody with a disability that wants to get out into the world and take part and show what they have to give too, because we all have abilities, definitely look into taking the program.
Can you give our viewers a few minimal highlights regarding the program, maybe what you enjoyed the most?
Well, they touch on many topics in media. For myself, I really enjoyed the editing part of it. They do some great classes on audio editing as well as visual. Their main focus is on accessibility within media. So they really focus on making sure that everybody can view and access these different media components that they're presenting. So we focused on podcasting, television show making, story writing, you name it. But for each one, there's a specific focus onto the disabilities and needs that are required to make these mediums accessible for them. And
that is wonderful. And could you tell our viewers how long the course was and like how many days a week you took it and stuff like that, so they know?
The course in total for myself was 8 weeks. It lasted over, actually, I apologize. Sorry, it was a 3-month period that the course took place.
It was 14 weeks, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I apologize. That was the next course.
We have a couple different programs, so I totally understand how you get confused.
That's the other great thing about the course is once you're done it, you're not done it. You can take on another program like I did myself. But, sorry.
And how many days a week was it?
It was 2 days a week.
Yep.
And it was from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. every Monday and Wednesday.
That's great. And so it's pretty flexible. It's not too consuming, but I understand that it's a real hands-on project, and you actually, from our graduates, because we've been having the course going now, I think we're entering now our 3rd year. So just to let our viewers know, our business partner is the Ontario government. So we've been running the program now, I believe, for 2.5 years, give or take. obviously during COVID, and we've had an 85% success rate of job placement, either part-time or full-time. Most of our graduates go part-time because of their condition. They're not able to do full-time. So it kind of works for the corporations because they might only need somebody 2 or 3 days a week, and it works perfectly with our platform because a lot of our graduates, they're not capable of working a 40-hour week due to health conditions, right? So
Exactly, and that it also allows you, and like for myself, I was on disability for 8 years. I'm just, still working on it and trying to get myself into a full-time position. But however, for those that need to stay on disability, they need that drug plan added. The part-time work is there. It makes you feel complete, like you're doing something and not just sitting around. And you're basically just given a new chance. And even if it's just part-time, a few days a week, you're making a little bit of additional income to put on top of that disability income, and it's just a better way to live.
well, we like to think, it gives you a purpose in life and gives you a reason to get out of bed, right? And I think that's
Absolutely.
that's what's super important for everybody. Everybody needs to feel productive, no matter what you do, whether that's playing guitar or digging ditches. You need to feel productive, especially I think as an adult, right? Like as a gentleman or a lady, as an adult, you need to feel like you're contributing to society, or you feel like, wow, I put in a good day's work, whatever that work may be, right? I mean, that's how I feel, anyways. I could be alone, but I don't think so. I don't
No,
think
I,
so.
I share that mentality with you, Jay. I absolutely agree with that.
So why don't we tell our viewers now? So James, again, tell our viewers when you graduated, James.
It would have been last month actually, so just recently.
So let me give our viewers a little timeline. So about a month and a half or about a month ago, one of our facilitators, Liz, who's just an amazing lady, she recommended, hey, Jay, you got to take a look at one of our graduates. He's almost about to graduate. And oh, you know what? Let's hold that thought. Let's take a quick commercial break. And we'll be back. And I want to give our viewers a little bit of a backstory and what's going to go on with the future with James. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show New York. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So,
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special, I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like that?
First time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Welcome back to the show. So before we took the commercial break, James was just telling us when he graduated just about a month ago. So since then, I've had him jump in with both feet. And what I mean by that is he's been creating, I don't know how many amazing graphics for us regarding our charitable fundraiser events that we showcase the NHL alumni and other musicians and Long McQuay, Sirius XM Radio. So James has been really busy creating graphics. And then we had a really good meeting, and I found out his extensive talent pool. And he's quite talented in the filmmaking industry. So it's another great addition to our production team. And as you can see, he cleans up very well and speaks very well. So James is also going to be moving into hosting our Today Show Toronto. So we're very excited. Congratulations, James. This is going to be great. You're well in tune. You're right in there. You're an accessible guy. You're a production guy. You're a graphic guy. You're a nice guy. So this is going to be good. So James, you're going to see James on our dial hosting the Toronto Today Show. This is why I brought him on here today, because we're going to be interacting a lot with the Toronto show. We also have an LA Today Show. We have a Halton Today Show. So we're very excited to have James on. James, before we let you go, is there any sort of message you want to send out to people who maybe are in our boat, in the vulnerable? They're either a veteran or they're disabled, and they're kind of looking like what advice or what kind of passionate message would you leave?
You know, when I was sick, Jay, I never wanted to hear any advice. I didn't think anybody sort of knew what I was going through. But on that note, I think it would have been nice to hear someone tell me that there is a chance, and you know, there are available options out there, like the program here and the Disability Channel, that are, you know, making waves and really showing that just because we have a disability, we don't have to live like we have one.
That's great, James. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you for coming on again. Check out James. He's also going to be doing a lot of social media for us. So, what is it? Team TDC, Twitter, Instagram, we're everywhere, Facebook. So, again, James is going to be on a dial, and it's going to be on Bell TV across Canada, right? And on your TV/Kojako. And you can also check out clips on SiriusXM, as our channel is affiliated with a great platform, SiriusXM. So, again, I want to thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get ready for our second guest from Resolution Fitness, Paul Gabby. So thanks a lot, James. We'll talk soon.
Bye, Jay.
Welcome back to the show. We should get James off as we're going to get ready for our second guest, Lewis, if that's okay, please.
We're unstoppable.
We shoot for the stars.
And we can achieve anything we set our minds to.
We're entrepreneurs,
We are community leaders,
athletes,
Artists.
organic farmers,
We are mothers
and daughters.
Unstoppable.
unstoppable.
And yet, people with disabilities probably can't use your website.
To buy your shoes.
Order your food,
Apply for your job. To use your dating sites.
just like everybody else.
For millions of Americans.
America.
Like me.
Like
Me. Me.
Like me.
The internet is inaccessible.
Hey, if your business has a website, make it accessible.
For everyone.
Unlock web accessibility with Accessiby. It's simple and affordable.
And don't just do it to be compliant.
Do it because it's the right thing to do.
Web accessibility is Accessiby. Start your free trial today.
Welcome back to the show. What a guest we had. That was wonderful, James Pettinger. And it's great to have our graduates on because it gives people a sense of what we do. And this could be you, right? So take our course, enroll. You can go to our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. Let's talk a little bit about the channel. I think Paul Gadsby is just going to be coming on in a few minutes. And whenever he's there, producer, just let me know and he can jump in. I do want to talk about a little bit of projects that we have going on in Canada and down in the States, obviously. But again, when I talk about Canada, the reason I'm talking is because this is where the network is founded. It's founded up in Toronto, and like we're spreading. So like I said, so even though I'm doing the New York show today, I'm trying to give people a sense of what we do in Toronto because we do want to bring the same opportunities down to the Big Apple and right across the United States, right? Right across the United States. So let's talk a little bit before our next guest. I want to give a big shout out to the region of Halton, the city of Burlington in Toronto, Canada. They are wonderful. The mayor, Marion Mead, is just a wonderful lady. She's all about accessibility, giving people opportunities. It's a great little town, actually. So I want to give a big shout out to them. And actually, there's a few counselors there, Paul Sharman, Alicia Kearns. We're hopefully going to be doing a project together with the Ontario government, what I like to do in New York City, right? All these projects up there I want to do down here, right? So the one what we're talking right now is about seniors and youth. So we're trying to bridge the gap because seniors need a lot of help. The older they get, they need all types of support, friendship, guidance, advice, just somebody to hold their hand. And youth, you need to start having responsibility, be accountable, and you also need your volunteer hours and co-op credits. So it's a perfect fit. Seniors and youth together 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, an hour, 2 hours a day, just helping out the senior with getting something on the top shelf, helping read a prescription, making sure they remember their appointments. It's a wonderful thing. We have also created, I'm going to call it a broadcast farm system through our program. So obviously we showcase and focus on training people in media. And then we become a contractor for mainstream and independent media throughout Canada and hopefully in the States, where regarding TV seasons, you have your busy time and you have your slow times. Fall time's obviously busy time. So they need a contract. They maybe need to hire 3 or 4 extra production people, but only for 3 months or 4 months. And this is what we created the channel. So we have a broadcast system where all of our graduates go called Restream. And they practice their skill, they improve their skills, they keep their skills updated, and then we're constantly outsourcing, or they come work for the channel. So it's like a revolving door, almost like the summer people that in the summer they do the lawns, and in the winter they shovel the driveways, right? That kind of thing, right? So that's what we built. We're also planning a big fundraiser on November 24th in Toronto, Canada. Focus is raising funds for veterans so they can enter our programs, so they can transition from the battlefield to the workforce, and we can give them the opportunity and maybe set them up with jobs. Everybody needs a job, right? Everybody needs a job. What I was going to say, what we're doing now, we're really getting involved in the community. So the community is huge. And we're going to get involved with the libraries. We're trying to get involved with the library. Have you been to the library lately? It's a lot different than when I went when I was a kid. They have so many innovative programs. It's almost like the library that I went to recently. It was kind of like a free goods and services location. They have so many things that they offer for free. And what I really noticed for seniors was a big print, because my dad always says, I can't read anymore. I can't see anymore, Jay. The print's too small. So the library, they have big print. That's pretty good. They have a lot of other good things too. So I think that's enough right now. I think we're gonna take another quick break, and we're gonna get back with our guests. So stay tuned. You're watching New York City, the Today Show. I'm Jay Stoyan, filling in for our permanent host, who's going to be a surprise soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Wow, offline, I was checking out our next guest. I was checking out his website and all the stuff he sells and does for the community. Wonderful. So we're really excited to bring him on. On the show today, we have Resolution Fitness, Paul Gabby. Paul, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
This is great. Now, before we get started, I always like to tell people or let people know how you found out about the channel. So maybe you can let our viewers know how you found out, and then we'll get into your career.
It was just kind of by accident, really. I've kind of stumbled onto the disabilities channel and kind of just saw some of the services that were being offered and was curious about how there could be some symmetries between what we both try to do here.
That's great. Well, I know because you're in a fitness world, so it's very important for everybody's health, especially, I don't want to say especially disabled health, but we have our own issues. So anything that we can add on that is health-wise positive is a wonderful thing. So could you tell me a little bit about Resolution Fitness and what your day-to-day operations are like, and I guess how you support the community and how we could maybe support you?
Okay. Well, I've been in the fitness industry for a little over 20 years, and particularly selling fitness equipment to commercial settings, but as well as homes. And over time, I just always saw the need for people to be healthier and really look after themselves and take care of their bodies. And fast forward to let's say early 2020, I was preparing to kind of go off on my own and do my own business. And one of the areas that I wanted to focus on was adaptive fitness and wheelchair accessible products. So although I represent traditional fitness equipment that you would find in a health club, I built a bit of a list of products that are more universally designed or designed with people with disabilities in mind. So I really focus on bringing those products a little bit more to the forefront, and my goal is to make them a little bit more mainstream. And over the last couple of years, I've been forging different partnerships with groups that are in the disability space and really trying to align that more with health and fitness. Because as you mentioned, there's specific needs for everybody. And whether people need to get out and go for a walk, or whether people need to use their wheelchair in different ways to get different forms of cardio, or people who are amputees or have varying levels of ability, there are different types of fitness equipment or options for them. And I think it's important that the health clubs out there, hotels, condos, schools are more aware of what they have access to, and I'm trying to bring that out as much as possible.
Well, speaking of that, I just want to get your take on, I'm sure the fitness world has shifted like everything else during the last 2 years of COVID. So can you tell me the new dynamics a little bit from your own experience? But I guess everybody is kind of training from home, a lot of people now, right? How have you found that?
There's a lot, there was a big shift to training at home, and it still continues now. It's been interesting to see with things slowly returning towards normal over the last, let's say, in the last year. A lot of people have been getting out and going back to health clubs, and gyms are kind of doing what they can to kind of accommodate that. But I think there's a big group who are working out at home or like the idea of working at home and it's convenient. And then there's a group who really want to get back to being social in the gym, which is great on both sides.
Yeah, it is great. You got to get in the gym. And certain people just can't work out from home. It's a motivation factor, and you got the TV and you got the fridge, and it's like, and you got the couch. Right? It's so true. But so let me tell you, and I know you're also, like when we were talking offline, you're also big into, I guess, showcasing the apparatus that goes along with fitness and salesmen. So you kind of wear two hats, right? You're kind of like you sell the product via your own company, but you're also an instructor. So tell us how that works.
Yeah, I have a background in personal training as well as group fitness. I've been a spin instructor for close to 10 years now, and maybe personal trainer for 15. My main business focus has been fitness equipment sales, but I felt that those two areas have really complemented what I do. When it comes to bringing fitness equipment to the masses, let's say, I really do try to emphasize emphasize demonstration and showing as many products as I possibly can, and finding ways to kind of show people how to do the exercises or modify the exercise machine they're working with or adapt it in order to do different things. But it really comes down to kind of case-by-case basis. But I really just want people to maximize their abilities in order to be healthier.
Do you sell the products to gyms or individuals or both, like whoever? Or
both? Yes, condos, health clubs, physiotherapy clinics, people who've used equipment in their physio centers and are transitioning to home. There's a huge range of what people consider health and fitness equipment or products, and I try to support it all.
Well, I know we were talking off the air, and I know our community, including our staff, it could really use some health tips. And I know you were kind enough before you came on to offer any type of service that you could help our staff. So I do want to let our viewers know that Paul's been kind enough to offer his services. So you're going to be seeing him around the TDC channel. He's going to be helping us out and providing tips and information and advice to our community, whether you're disabled or non-disabled. We really appreciate this offer, Paul, because our community could really use all the health tips and support we can get. So for you to come on and be sort of our fitness guru a little bit, right? That would be great. And then we can just sort of spread the word. And in return, we would love to help you get the word out and let more people know within our community. If you're looking for, some support, some advice, some questions, Q&A, hey, we got the fitness guy, right? So that's wonderful, Paul. Before I let you go, if people want to find out more information, where could they go to contact you besides our platform?
My website's probably the best avenue, and I'd like to thank you for everything you said. I appreciate that. I look forward to working with you and working with the Disabilities channel ongoing. But to find me, you can visit resolutionfitness.ca. You can also find me on Instagram at resolutionfitns. And those are the two best ways to track me down.
That's great, Paul. Well, again, I really want to thank you for coming on today. And to our viewers, you're going to be seeing more of Paul in his platform. And again, it's all about fitness, whether you want to improve your health or just get going a little bit, or you want to buy a new piece of apparatus. I'm sure Paul's going to be your guy. So we'll provide all of our viewers and everything with your information. And you should probably join the rest of our platforms via social media, as we'll just be promoting you. And I'm sure we'll have you on. What we'll probably do is have you on our Toronto show, because I know we were talking also that you do a little business in the USA and you would love to expand. So if we can help you expand into the USA, that would be great. But I know your home base is in Toronto, so we'll get you on our Toronto show too. So I really want to thank you for coming on, Paul. Much appreciated.
Jay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Take care.
Great. Okay, so what we'll do, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back and wrap the show with some great opportunities for our community. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show New York Style.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel of Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to the show. Really exciting show today. Lots of fun. We had on two great guests. We had James Pettinger on, who's going to be hosting our Toronto Today show. And we also have on from Resolution Fitness, Paul Gabby. Paul's going to be coming on our platform and supporting advice, support, Q&A to our staff and our community. So again, wonderful show today. I want to thank all the New Yorkers for letting me keep the seat warm. We're going to be introducing a new host probably in a couple of weeks in the fall, but until then you might see my face again from time to time. Again, we do want to connect with all the New Yorkers, right? Because we want to provide opportunities and employment programs in media, right, for persons with disabilities and veterans. You know, veterans are our heroes. We cannot do enough for them. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you want to find more information, you can go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, BShoot, everywhere. So again, you're watching the Disability Channel. We'll see you next time.